You're going back to jail. When he was born, we thought he was like any other newborn. We had already had our first daughter, and he had a really difficult time sleeping, so we just thought, as any parent thought, okay, maybe it's colic, maybe he just is hungry all the time. But eventually, probably by about age 1, we noticed that this the sleep interruptions and the disruptions and the difficulty to be consoled was more than just typical. He was diagnosed with sensory processing disorder around age 2, so they again recommended us to another specialist doctor, and that's when it was confirmed that he's on the autism spectrum. I wanted somebody else to take care of my kid. That's just a honest, ugly truth. When I first got the diagnosis report, I realized that I had to be the one, personally as his dad, as a parent, that no one else is going to do this for me. And that meant I would have to actually study and make myself aware or more versed in what sensory processing disorder was, what autism is, what speech delay is, what the development of fine and gross motor skills was. I just felt scared. I just felt extremely inadequate because I thought, hey, I've never had any experience with raising a child with a special need. Am I fit to do this? I have no other option because I'm his dad. So those are some of the fears I had, insecurities of, am I going to be a good dad?
Let's just say in the beginning it wasn't easy. He still have his sensory challenges, and my husband is learning how to be patient, walk with him. Taking him around, run around the gym area. Then we slowly shoot the basket. Slowly dribbling, slowly adjusting and regulating. So as I see Owen grow in his regulation, how he regulates himself, I also see my husband growing how to help him to make different steps that make him success.
After Owen was diagnosed, I didn't realize how much that was going to reverse my role as his dad, as a father. I always joke, but there's some painful truth behind it, that I always thought, hey, I'm first in the family because I have to provide and lead the family, and now I'm number 4. My whole life, my whole approach to life now has to pivot around what's going to set up my kids, especially Owen, to handle life. And so my role changed from, a term that I've always kind of thought about is I'm not just a dad, I'm a dadvocate. I'm a dad who has to constantly advocate. It made me have to develop more emotional awareness personally in order to help him process and understand his own emotions through the struggles, through the meltdowns, through the rigidity in any transition. We really believe that the greatest priority we could put for our child right now in parenting and raising them is surrounding them with great relationships and friendships.
I love the fact that he, even though he has a lot of stuff to do, I like that he's made room for me to put me first instead of his work.
I realize that having a son with a diagnosis like autism is actually has been an incredible blessing in disguise. There's small victories, right? He hated riding bicycles or trying anything new. It was just too much stress, too much anxiety inducing for him. And so I remember teaching him how to ride a bike, and that was a long process. And the longest he could ride was maybe 1 block on a sidewalk, a small block. We're talking a very small block at the park. Now he loves biking. And I look, I'm thinking, wow, he really is into this. And you know what's crazy? I was like, why are you so into wanting to ride your bike? And he said, this is one of the most relaxing and calming things for me.
My son is almost 13. I would say my husband and him, they're best friends. If I didn't let my husband lead, I don't think we're where we're at, and seeing all the different miracles that we saw with Owen and the progress that he made.
It takes a village to raise our kids, and we would not be able to raise our kids both my daughter and my son, and even manage the relationship and the balance. If it weren't for other parents that showed us the way, or that should give us some really helpful tips, like, hey, dads, why don't you have a special time with your daughter and then also a special time with your son? And what I learned was it went from being Owen having autism initially, and my negative response was I thought it was going to be a problem. And now it's become a door of so many possibilities.
Thank you for what you've done for me. I really appreciate it, even though sometimes I don't show it. But I just want to say I am thankful for you to be my dad.